Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Nick Sands. So, as many of you know, I've been making stuff on YouTube for a while now. I've just been having fun. I've been doing my thing. I recently kind of picked up a lot of people who are following me for my food reviews, which I'm doing as shorts. And that's something I've always wanted to do. But there's other sides to me. There's other things I want to try. There's other things I want to do. And so you're going to be seeing a lot more content out of me over the next few months. That's not food related. And so if you're here for my food shit, stick around. It's going to come back. But I'm going to be putting this out as a podcast as well as a video series on my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy it. It's always been my goal to be a multifaceted creator. I've never wanted to just fit into one box. I've never wanted to be a food creator or a handsomeness creator or any one thing. I've always wanted to be multifaceted. I'm a father, I'm a business owner, and I love to jam food in my face. So that's a long way of saying I'm going to be starting a new challenge, and hopefully I'm going to be putting these little video essays out every single day here and over on my podcast. So feel free to check it out. I love you. Appreciate you coming by. Without further ado, let's get started. What happens if you write 1,000 words a day? What happens if you then take those 1,000 words and turn them into a podcast? Well, that's what we are going to find out together. I've seen these challenges done over and over and over again. Probably the most successful person I can think of is Casey Neistat, who posted a vlog every day for more than 800 days. From that, Casey became known as the godfather of YouTube and one of the most successful vloggers of all time. He also was the first person to figure out a way to become really successful on the platform, and he kind of set the stage for what would become the YouTube we know today. Even though Casey's the first that comes to mind, the reality is the daily challenges are everywhere. Photo challenges, drawing challenges, fitness challenges, eating challenges. If you can think of it, someone probably tried to do it every day to see how long they could go for. Or, in the case of No Nut November, how long they could not go for. I found picture challenges, push-up challenges, drawing challenges. I saw one dude who walks on all fours every day on TikTok. But hey man, whatever floats your boat. Unsurprisingly, a quick Google search shows that I'm not even the first one to come up with this idea. There's a fairly large movement called 1,000 Words of Summer where people do this exact thing and attempt to hit a goal for 2 weeks out of the year. The thing about a challenge is that it needs to be hard but not impossible. 1,000 words seems so doable and so simple, but anyone who's ever sat down and tried to write something will tell you that it's certainly not easy. My guess is the hardest thing about it is figuring out what the fuck to write about. With that in mind, this first one I'm going to do is a little bit of a cheat. I'm going to outline my plan, my goals, and what I expect to get out of this exercise, and where I want to go with this in the future. So for starters, let's lay out the ground rules. I'm going to write 1,000 words per day until I either get sick of it and stop, or I hit 1,000 days. Each day, I'll take these essays and turn them into a podcast and video, and it will also be posted every day. I will likely batch record these and schedule them out rather than try and record them every single day, which is what I'm doing today. I'm actually recording 5 episodes today, and then I will post these over the next 5 days. I can always write more than 1,000 words, and I can always pick up on something the following day. For instance, if I write 1,000 words today, but I don't think it's finished, I can pick it up tomorrow and write another 1,000 words on the subject. In an instance like that, I may do the podcast and video as a 2-part thing, or I may just stick them all together into one extra long video or podcast. And in those instances, it wouldn't come out every day, but we'll figure that out when we come to it. I don't need to do all the writing at once, so I don't need to sit down and do the writing. I can spread it out over the day. As long as I get the writing done within the 24-hour period, I'll consider it a successful day. There are no rules around what I can write, as long as it's 1,000 words. I foresee movie reviews, journaling, short stories, essays, talking about being a dad, talking about being a business owner. It could be anything, stuff that's bugging me, rants. I can think of, a bunch of stuff off the top of my head. I don't know what's going to end up on the page, but it could be anything. And I'm not going to try and pigeonhole myself into a box or force myself to write about one thing. I don't believe in that as a person, as a creator, and I think that the advice of niche down to become successful as a creator has really destroyed, straight up fucked the system that we've tried to create. YouTube used to be a place where people showed who they were. And of course there's information. Sorry, I'm going way off script here. Of course there's informational stuff. There's different things. And it's great to have a niche, but that's just not me. Again, thinking of Casey Neistat, think of all the stuff he did, you know? Think about Jenna Marbles. Think about, what the hell's that girl's name? Doesn't matter. Think about all of those creators. And what they did was they showed you a piece of who they were. And that's really what I'm trying to do. And I would like to see more of that on YouTube. I think that we lost something when we stopped moving in that direction. An excellent example of what I'm trying to do is, if you've never heard of him, his name's Meat Canyon. He's a cartoonist, and he also has his second channel, which is Papa Meat. And he posts videos ranging on all kinds of topics. And I think that what he's doing is awesome, and that's something similar to what I'm trying to do. So if you'd like to see what my goal is, feel free to go check that out. Back to the 1,000 words. Finally, at the end of this, assuming I'm successful, I'm going to take these 1,000 essays and I'm going to try and get them published into a book. I think that's just a cool goal. Who the fuck doesn't want to be a published author, right? As far as goals go, my only real goal is to put out more work and to keep my ideas moving. I believe that writing and sketching are the foundations of all creative work, and so the benefits to a creative at getting good at these two skills are infinite. I also believe that the best way to be a successful creative is to put out as much work as you possibly can. The more work you're able to put out, the more likely it will be that you produce something of note. If I do this for 1,000 days, I think it's fair to expect 10 of them to do well. If 10 of my 1,000 pieces are well received by a large audience, then I'm going to consider that a success. I assume these words will go on to become more than what they are, be it scripts or concepts I can expand on in other areas for videos, podcasts, other creative endeavors, collaborations, etc. I hope that'll become a better writer. I hope maybe this will help me to get better at expressing myself, and I hope it helps me become a better storyteller. Before I continue, putting out lots of content seems to be a surefire way to make sure something happens. Even if at the moment I am not sure exactly what that something is. In my life, I've found that if you don't worry about the outcome and instead I focus on just generating lots of energy, opportunities will present themselves, and they always have in my life. Anytime that I've just gone out and done something, it's opened doors, it's created opportunities for me that I did not expect and I didn't understand at the time, and I'm hoping that something like this can do the same thing. I've never been great or even a good writer. Honestly, I'm a fucking terrible writer. My grammar is awful, my spelling is terrible. I write like I talk. So yeah, one of my things is that I hope to be a better writer. Doing this is way outside of where I'm comfortable, and that's one of the reasons I'm so excited to do it. I hope that this takes everything I'm doing to the next level. Even though it is going to be much different than anything I've been doing recently, I'm excited to bring anyone listening along. If you'd like to be a part of the challenge, feel free to join in and write your own 1,000. If you do that, feel free to tag me. I'd love to see it. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. I hope to see you all in 1,000 days.